Hello, and welcome to Husky Huddle. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. With me, as always, the icon, legendary voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, Mr. Joe D'Ambrosia. Joe,
Stevie,
how are you, sir? Pumped after this big win. Everyone was talking. We're just worried. We don't want another letdown after the Rice game. We got to come out and get this one against Air Force, which is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination with what they do. So we were talking about that all week.
Well, I think they learned there seems to be a team that learns lessons well. And they learned the lesson after the Rice game that you can't overlook anybody. I think the fact that it's their last home game for
senior day, right?
Let's be realistic. It's senior day has no such meaning as it used to mean.
No, it doesn't.
I haven't looked over the roster.
No,
fourth and fifth year seniors on this team. And
you're right.
and I understand if you're gonna honor a guy who's been here for a year, that's fine. It's not
true.
It never has been. It never should be. A guy like FAGNANO, who's been here for 5 years, some of the O-linemen, a couple of the O-linemen. There's not many 4 or 5 year guys on this.
No, there's not at all. We got a lot of 1 year rentals.
But having said that, it is the last home game, and I think they want to build on the momentum they got from the win over Duke. So I don't think a letdown is a worry. I think, as we've discussed since the schedule came out, we started doing this at the beginning of the season. The biggest problem is defending the Air Force running game.
No, absolutely.
That's a much bigger issue than a letdown. So.
And Coach Schumann, how are you? Success is a step-by-step process. Wow, we got to get you a quote book. We're going to have a quote book for you every day. We were
I already wrote a book.
No, I know you wrote a book, but we got to just have like a quote book for you because you have one-liners like nobody's business. You give the best one. You give great one-liners.
That's what happens when you watch a lot of Saban.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
And you're wearing your hat from last weekend or 2 weekends ago. Yeah.
I like this hat. It's pretty comfortable.
I know. They did a good job. Other than, did they spell your? Is that the one they spelled your name wrong on? No, they didn't.
No, they put my name on the board wrong. By the way, I got that corrected, and so did the facility get corrected.
You got taken care of. Job number one.
It only took
30 years.
When did that facility go up?
06, I think.
Which was the Rentschler or Shankman?
Shankman. Was that 05, 06?
I think it was 05.
Yeah.
It
was 05.
Yeah, in that one I was Schumann with 2 N's.
Yes,
and it's been taken care of now.
There are quite a few Schumanns with 2 N's, as I found on Facebook. And,
of course there is, but I'm saying all you gotta do is look in the. All you gotta do is.
I'm like, wait a minute, where did he go?
It wasn't. But they took care of me. They took care of me. So.
Well, especially winning the prestigious.
Phil deserves a ton of credit. He took care of me immediately.
Oh yeah, Phil has worked wonders since he has come on. I give him credit. He's been involved with everything. He's been trying to be the liaison between the president's office and Benedict in the athletic department. I do give him credit. He is working. So Joe and I were talking about the Air Force game and a potential letdown like we had, after beating BC, going to Rice and getting beat. And Joe had mentioned, this is a team that learns from its mistakes. and he's especially with it being our last home game, he is expecting a good performance. What are you expecting, Dave?
Victory.
I
expect that we're going to go out and now is this? I didn't look. Is this home or away?
It's home, Dave. I told you that. I'm going.
Okay, I forget.
That would be the meaning of last home game, Dave.
Yeah, I thank you very much, Joe.
Yes.
So apparently, I wasn't listening to anything Steve was saying, which is
and it's and I get yelled at.
Steve has accused me of, Joe,
Yes.
many a times that I don't listen, and he would be right in this instance. He would be right. So yeah, I think they have a huge advantage. They're undefeated at home.
They've been for the. I think they've been for the past 2 years. I think they've been undefeated at home.
No, I think they lost a home game last year.
Oh no, you're right. They did, and I was at it. Yes, you are correct. They did lose one last year. But
Air Force statistically is
they scare me again because of the dual threat running quarterback in the run game. Yeah.
Right.
They have over 2,000 yards rushing, almost 2,500 yards rushing on the year. They average 5 yards a carry, and they're averaging 269 yards a game. And their leading rusher is their quarterback, which also scares me. Because traditionally we have, especially this season, we have not done as well against running quarterbacks.
Do we do a major adaptation to the defense here?
Not really. I mean, the teams that don't run their quarterbacks, we've played better against. Like,
I'm saying this team runs their quarterback. So is there 3-5?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, their quarterback.
I think the 3-5 is well suited to stop the triple option. Because
we thought that against Delaware too, though.
No, but that was power option. Power read. Right. I'm sorry, power read.
Yes.
Little different. Power read. So the difference is power read gives you better double teams.
Yep, it's a gap scheme. Yes, 100%.
Better double teams. Now it's obviously they're down blocking on. But are they? I haven't watched a lot of Air Force. Are they midline or are they veer?
I think they're more midline, but they do
3-5 is good against midline.
They do some stuff out of the gun.
I like the 3-5 against midline.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't like the 3-5 against anything, but
no, you don't.
If it works against this, I'll be happy. Joe, what do you think? Being the last home game, their top receiver only has 31 yards, 31 receptions. And they have really struggled passing the ball. Their quarterback only has 9 passing touchdowns on the year. And I believe they are averaging, 169 yards a game passing. So we really are going to have to gear up, stop the run, and
I think last week, and we talked about this on Monday's award-winning edition of the show. I think last week they sold out against to defend the pass, and
Correct.
That's why Duke was able to run the ball as well as they were. Well, the shoe's on the other foot this weekend. I think Coach Brock and his staff, with help from Coach Mora, will devise a game plan that will sell out to stop the run and dare them to beat you over the top. And if they do once or twice early, then you can make adjustments. But I think this week it's imperative, and I'm with you. I like the 3-5 in college football. I don't like it. I don't like it at any other level, but I think college football, if you have the right personnel,
it can mask.
It works well. So I would think this week you sell out against you give them the pass. You put heavy pressure on you belt the running quarterback every time he runs the ball. You make sure Parham or somebody gets a good hit on him, And I think what you do after that is you just you make sure that you're able to stop the running. I don't know if it's stop it, because I don't think anybody stopped it. I haven't looked at their stats. Obviously, as you know,
Right.
my ability to check things this week has been a little in check. But
Game by
I
game,
I think I think you try to slow them down. That's all. And the other thing that's important, boys, you got to get off the field on third down.
Huge.
Because, as Shu knows, as a former great linebacker, if you allow them to convert third downs, you're on the field forever. That's when you get worn out. That's when you get gashed. So being good against third downs, I think, is put them in 3rd and 7, put them in 3rd and 6, put them in 3rd and 8. Make them force them into passing situations on those downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially they've done a great job of converting in short yardage situations. I mean, on 4th down, they're 75%, which means they probably have a lot of 4th and shorts, and they have a good 3rd down percentage as well. But that's the whole key. Like, I think you get, this is the triple option.
Oh, wow. Jesus, they are 75%. My God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. It's very impressive. So, but that's really because of the offense, right? They're getting 4th and manageable is worthwhile for them. So it's different than regular offenses or spread offenses or even power offenses, where with the option that's just another down if they get into short situations. So I think so that's the whole key is what Joe just said, 3rd and long, 4th and make them punt. That's the key, because you get them in 4th and manageable. It's very, very frustrating for a defense if you get in these 4th and 1s and 2s and they convert over and over again. Very frustrating. So that's the whole key. Make them in 4th and punting downs and 3rd and long, right? If we do that, we will win. Now, they've lost 6 games, but a lot of their games have been tight. It's not
That's
like
what I was going to say. Yeah.
It's not like they've been blown out. I mean, maybe there was a game I missed here, but I just, in my quick glance, it was
the first game they were blown. I'm sorry. No, they weren't the first game. No, they played everyone pretty tight. I mean, they're tough. Their biggest loss was to Utah State, 30-49. But they're a team that averages 33 points a game.
Yeah.
So they score points. But
that's okay with us. I mean, that's okay for us because we're in these kind of games all the time, right? So that's what I'm saying. We get in those situations and we force these longer. Yeah, this really is going to be. I have little doubt that we're going to score a boatload of points against them. To me, this is going to be a game that becomes all about what can the defense do here. You know what I mean? And can we get some of these bigger wins?
Are you passing gas?
Yeah, and they also give up 33 yards a game, 33 points a game as well. They give up. It looks also they give up 170 yards rushing a game, which is good for us. And they give up 288 yards passing a game. And I believe Joe FAGNANO has passed for 300 yards. And God, maybe besides last week, I think he was like 3 or 4 games in a row. He was on a roll, and he's passed for 3 touchdowns plus per game as well. So this is a defense. I mean, he should be able to absolutely shred and take advantage of.
Well, but Steve, let me interrupt you for a minute.
Yeah,
because I haven't done that in 4 days. The fact that they give up 170 rushing yards a game, it doesn't apply to us now.
No, because we're a passing team.
I mean, how much have we? I mean, one of you two geniuses can look it up, but how many yards have we rushed for in the last 4 or 5 games? I don't think we've come close to 120 or 130.
No, we were very low. I mean, last week Joe FAGNANO was our leading rusher. It like 61 yards. Cam had 51 yards. But yeah, no, we have not had like a massive rushing yardage game. I don't think since FIU, which goes back quite a ways. And
as it hasn't hurt them, but the Wes Brown injury was a killer for the ground game.
Mel Brown, yes,
because Mel Brown. I'm sorry, because it took away their home run threat.
Exactly.
Edwards is a good runner, but he's not a home run threat. You don't think every time he touches the ball, he's going to go the distance.
Exactly.
So the idea that we're going to run for 200 yards on anybody, unless it's a D3 team, is kind of foolhardy. What you need though is they've been doing this, and this is part of why Gordy Samus is having such a great year as a coordinator. Is they alternate run and pass on first down. I mean, the Rice loss, they got a little too pass happy in overtime, right? I think we all agree on that. But for the most part, they do pretty well in alternating between the run and the pass on first down. And again, getting even if we were in 2nd and 7 or 3rd and 6, the way Joe's been passing the ball, and with guys who have emerged to assist Skylar Bell in the receiving game, then unless it's 3rd and 20 or 3rd and 15, even 3rd and 10, you're pretty confident they can convert.
Yeah, and they have in big situations. Like Dave, we're averaging now 300 yards a game passing. I mean, that's incredible, and we're still averaging 174 yards a game rushing, which is good. And I like that they've started to get guys like Terrence Smith involved. He seems like a really good athlete. And I'm not going to advocate for Victor Rosa, obviously, but I'd like to see if they keep using Terrence Smith the way they have. They gave him a jet sweep. They did some wildcat with him. I believe he scored a touchdown. He is He's a good kick returner, plays good special teams. So I think he has done well. And then the other freshman they got involved was Malachi Graves, who I'd never heard of. And he has just recently played these last 2 games. Otherwise, he has not been involved, and he's had 3 carries for 13 yards and averaging 3 carries for 15 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry. So they have guys they can go to if they're not going to use Lundberg, Coleman, and MJ Flowers. But obviously, all the hype, all the eyes are on Joe right now. Dave, what do you think about that? Joe FAGNANO was named in ESPN in the top 5 as a courtesy, I'm sure, in the Heisman race. There's no chance he's going to New York, but they did name him. He's the only quarterback in the country that hasn't thrown an interception. The announcers mention it 10,000 times a game. Do you think that, he could have a shot to get to 30 touchdowns this year? If he dominates this game, dominates next game, he's there. What do you think?
I think that would be if he has an unbelievable game.
I think he can throw for 4 touchdowns.
And gets to the Heisman. If he gets invited to the Heisman,
he's not going to get invited to the Heisman.
That would be unbelievable. I don't
think he's getting invited to the Heisman. But just to be mentioned in the top 5.
Because here's why he's not going to get. Here's why he's not. There's 2 reasons he's not going to get invited. Yeah. One is the competition they play,
100%,
and 2 is people around the country have no idea who he is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I had said. Like, to be a Heisman candidate, your school has to go out of their way to spend money for publicity, to publicize you, to get you all your face everywhere, so you're known nationwide. And he's not one of them.
Well, that's why our show is so popular, because we single-handedly helped him.
Yes. We
We
single-handedly
put him on the national stage, Steve.
We did. No, we did. And, same thing with, I believe, Juice Vereen. Juice Vereen has 22 receptions now. After the first 5 games, I think he had 2. So they figured out a way to get him involved. And 22 receptions, 5 of them have been touchdowns.
Right.
So that's a really good ratio. And,
Right.
I was happy last week because although Joe did say that I said, let's not throw to Skyler Bell as much, I was worried about him being double, triple covered, having schemes against him, and someone else being able to step up. Romello Murphy was that guy. I mean, he had single coverage. He took advantage of it. And they made the most of it, which I thought was great. And I don't think there's anyone, from looking at Air Force defensively and what they do and what they give up. I mean, I think this could be just an offensive field day party. But I'm just hesitant because, as Joe knows, we've been in this situation before and we've laid an egg. But I do agree with Joe. I'm hoping we learned our lesson and come out and play this team and do our job and get that 8th win, which I think is critical right now. Joe, do you believe, offense, defense, special teams, we're going to fire on all cylinders?
Well, you don't know what kind of week they had in practice.
Yep. Yeah, we don't know the injuries. Yep.
You don't know what injuries they're hiding. You don't know the mental state of Air Force.
Right. It's a long trip.
I haven't looked at their schedule, but you don't know how many times they've had to come cross country and how tired they are. But the bottom line is, if UConn plays, here's the thing: if UConn plays its best offensively, they'll get to a number, even though Air Force averages 33 points a game, that Air Force can't get to.
Absolutely. And Air Force has traveled pretty far.
That's the way I always look at. That's the way I always look at this. You get to a number where the other team can't get there.
Right.
I think if UConn can put 35 points on the board, then Air Force can't get there.
And especially if we put 35 points on the board, that's going to make them one-dimensional. I mean, they're going to have to try to throw the ball to get back in the game. And if that happens, then they really have no shot.
You would think, but you don't,
Yeah, right.
You can't say no shot because,
no.
Again, even though this team has played well, UConn has played well.
Right.
It's not Ohio State. It's not Alabama. It's not Georgia.
No.
So you can't figure that they're going to get to a place where it's where they're unbeatable, because it's just not going to happen. Now they're going to be favored. They're favored by 8.5 points.
Right.
Scott Van Pelt took Air Force with the points last night.
He did.
Yeah, because 8.5's a lot of points.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've played a lot of close games too. Yeah. So
what he noted.
But like Dave, even UAB, when we were there, UAB scored 14 points in the fourth quarter and, made it closer than it really was. But, either we tired out or put guys in, but we did give up 14 to UAB in the fourth quarter. And we had been in really close games up until basically recently, where we've started to separate ourselves. But even the Duke game, 3 points. It was a 3-point game. The Rice game was obviously overtime. BC was 38-23. Buffalo 2017. The loss at Delaware was 44-41. Syracuse 27-20. So Joe is right. I mean, we technically don't always finish these teams off, and we'll leave them in the game and give them a chance to come back. And I just hope that's a situation where we've learned our lesson and we do not let that happen this game. And I think that making them one-dimensional is critical, because we're one of the either ranked number 1 or we're in the top 5 for sacks, I believe. Right, Dave?
For sacks?
Yeah.
I thought you said sex.
Of course you did. Of course
you got to enunciate your words.
Of course you did.
Oh man. Yeah.
Of course you
sacks,
did.
yes.
Right. I'm talking football, and I'm going to throw in sex. That makes sense. Okay. But yeah, we're either I believe we're 1 or in the top 5 for sacks.
There you go. Enunciate your words.
Is that better? Is that better
yes,
for you?
Yes. Less punch drunk than before.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the number of sacks that we have had, now you got me freaking.
Are you thinking about it? Oh.
We have 35 on the year.
That's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
So I think that I believe they mentioned it was either number 1 or in the top 5.
Right.
And
Right.
we've only given up 13, which
Right.
is incredible. But I think it's more of a testament that Joe has been very good about getting rid of the ball fast. So
yeah, I mean, what do you think are the keys to what the main 2 or 3 keys to success?
Well, like what Joe said, and I've always been against this,
You okay?
but this is a team that I think you would be 100% right, where taking the ball first, going down, marching down, getting that score, sending a message early, getting an early lead.
No, that's all right. It's not you.
Is that Nicole? You can tell her I said
That's
hi.
not me.
Yeah. That's getting the early lead, I think, would be huge. So that's why I wouldn't be against taking the ball, or if Air Force defers and we have to take the ball, because I think getting the early lead may be more important than the second half possession. Because if we can jump on them early, build a lead, then they will have a harder time coming back from it. Wouldn't you agree with that, Joe?
Once a doesn't have a lead, it's very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I would say that. Wouldn't you agree with that, Joe?
Oh, when I have a better offensive team, I'd always take the ball.
You always take
the only benefit to kicking off to deferring is that maybe you can do the Belichick score at the end of the first half.
Yeah,
that doesn't always work out.
No,
that doesn't always work out. I'd rather take the ball, score on them, and have them chasing points from the beginning. When you're the superior team, and I think we totally agree UConn's the superior team here, then that's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, we had allegedly 38,106 in the stands last week. But we probably had over 30. No, you don't think we had over 30?
Reliable sources tell me no.
25?
I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
But there were not 38. And I don't think anybody thinks there was 38,000.
I didn't think so either. But I'm hoping.
And here's let me interrupt you before you go on. It doesn't matter how many people are in the stands.
No,
it's how engaged they are, and I understand.
Yes.
The crowd was engaged from the start last week.
But it goes back to what you have said, that being able to schedule some more, Power 4 opponents, which is obviously going to be more difficult because they're going to be playing an 8 and 9 league schedule. It shows that at least it draws a larger attendance. So if we can get, we had Syracuse, we had BC, we had Duke, Air Force's Mountain West, I believe.
Yep.
So if we can get maybe 4 on the schedule for home games, or do it 2-1.
Here's the other thing: your success this year is going to prohibit Power 4 teams from scheduling you. They don't want to come to UConn. They don't want to come to UConn and take a loss.
No, you're right. You're right. And I know next year we have Syracuse at home. We're going to BC again. And I'm not sure about the Duke situation. I think we have one more game left.
I think Duke is the foul. I think Duke's in 27.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're a year off from Duke. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fill the schedule out, being an independent. I just hope we get consistent good games that we're competitive in. But I'd love to see us. That was the gripe that we've talked about was the schedule. Like, Dave, wouldn't you agree? The schedule, we played teams that we were either at the same level at or much better than. We didn't really punch above our belt. Would you agree with that?
With our schedule? Well, I would say,
Yeah.
I mean, Duke, you might argue. Syracuse, you might argue.
Yeah.
And you might argue.
Exactly.
That might be what you would have normally thought might be above our belt, and turns out it wasn't.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think we have a mix of it. Like, I mean, do we have Georgia on the schedule? No, we don't have Georgia on the schedule. Nor would that be a good fit for this year? But eventually, that's going to happen. Although the independent thing, I guess, maybe a limit. That's what Joe's talking about. It makes it harder to get those guys because they don't want to take a loss.
We're doing 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 deals where
you saw Patino, Patino and Hurley talk about. I don't know if you talked about this on the basketball thing at all, but they talked about how the Big East, and it might have been Coach K that proposed it. I don't know. I can't remember. That the Big East and the ACC should merge. And
yes, he did say that. Yes,
and that would get UConn right into the ACC. I don't know if there's any other football teams in the Big East, but is Villanova in the Big East?
For basketball, yes.
Right, but football they're in the Patriot, right? So
no, football they're in the CAA.
No, they're Patriot. They left. They left the CAA.
They're in the Patriot now.
Who's that?
Wow. Villanova left the CAA because the CAA is watered down now. And so they want to focus more on academics. And LCA brought in a lot more lower academic schools.
Because then they bring in
I think William and Mary left too. I think William and Mary's in the Patriot also.
Yes, they are. Bill and Mary.
So according to collegefootballschedules.com, here's the schedule for next year. The FBS game or the FCS game is Lafayette. All right.
Ooh.
Then you've got Maryland and North Carolina at home. You go to Miami of Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Then Syracuse at home.
Yeah.
At Temple, UMass at home, at Air Force, at Duke, the Dukes of J. Madison, at Old Dominion, and at Wyoming. So I would dare to say that's a tougher schedule.
That's a real tough schedule. 100%. James Madison, if Chesney doesn't leave, James Madison's been really good. Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech, I believe. Wyoming is not the easiest trip. Going to Air Force is not an easy trip. Going back to Duke, wow, that's not absolutely. That is going to be a challenging schedule, and which is why recruiting is going to be so important to see who we bring in as far as our freshman class and who we get in the transfer portal.
Well,
Like,
I think who we bring in the freshmen. How many freshmen have played this year?
really just the Terrence Smith kid, I believe, was the only freshman who played.
Yeah, it's who you buy.
Yes, it
Buy
is.
play. You buy.
That's all it is. It's who you buy.
No, it is, and I know that he, coach may go into the portal next year, especially if Nick Evers, if they don't have confidence in him, they got to get a quarterback.
They're going to get one regardless. If they think he's the guy, they're going to go get
No,
one.
I know, but I mean, it just depends.
You'd be crazy not to.
No, you have to, but I do think they may have something with that Hassan Farrar, the Virginia State Player of the Year, the quarterback.
It's all this whole thing to me, and it's unfortunate. Part of it's unfortunate. Part of it's fortunate. I don't know. However you look at it. You have to every year go after a quarterback, even if you have a guy that you think you have a guy. If that guy does what Fagano does, is better than the other guy, then the other guy transfers out. I mean, that's kind of what the world is right now.
Totally.
No, that's what it turned into. I mean, we had.
What did Joe say? I didn't hear what Joe said.
Totally agree.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We had 4 quarterbacks transfer out after last season.
You're going to have it every year.
Yeah. No,
every year you're going to. It's less likely with some of the other positions, but if you're talking production positions, offensively, quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Every year, you're going to look to bring in a guy that you think might have an opportunity to do well there. Even if you have a star, that guy might move on the next year, and this guy takes his place. So you're going to look for that every single year, and if you have one that's a superstar, you won't be able to recruit maybe another superstar at quarterback, right? You're going to be able to get one. So that's kind of the world. It's AAU, but college football.
It really is. It really is.
No, great analogy, Shu. That's what it is.
And especially
Steve, you don't have children.
Thank you.
One day you will. One day you will. One day you will. I'm saying one day you will. Okay.
When I find a surrogate, okay. Thank you.
Well, whatever you got to do, have children. But I wish I had more than one. But I enjoy the one I have. When you see it, when you're actually in it, you realize how AAU culture has gone across. Now, it used to just be basketball, right? It's across all sports, and now in college, it's that way in all sports too. I mean, I saw the LSU baseball coach talk about how he has to load up every year with new guys, right? Because they have a budget for that. I'm sure UConn baseball probably has some sort of that,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're revenue sharing now, so yeah.
That by the way, that's what goes on at the younger kids levels all the way through high school, outside of high school sports. I mean, anytime outside of their high school season, that's all it is. It's like, I play on this team one year, I play on the next team the next year. It's all.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe it with your son with basketball.
We're on a different team half the time. But we're on most. We've been able to be consistent with certain teams, but it's always a wild. Like it can be a wild card. Like, we're lucky that we've been consistent on most of our teams, but like baseball, for example, we haven't really had any real consistency. Football and basketball we have, but like that's how the culture is permeated into college in a massive way. And it started with basketball way back in the day, and really it changed basketball significantly at the college level, and now it's just every sport. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it permeates rowing, but most of the big sports is permeated.
No, but Joe had mentioned this before. And I'm looking at the roster right now. He is 100% right. We are senior laden. We have tons of seniors everywhere. Defensively, offensively, some of our better players. Mel Brown was going to be a senior before the injury, and they were able to redshirt him. But
the coach of Syracuse, what's his name again? The head coach of Syracuse,
Fran Brown.
Fran Brown is from the Camden area, New Jersey. Okay.
Yes.
And Fran Brown, one of the reasons why he became such a big recruiter, the Camden area, New Jersey, has had a huge influx from Philadelphia schools, and between those suburbs and the cities right around there, where players were literally here one year, different place the next year, school-wise, not just like club-wise. And club-wise, it was enormous in basketball and football. And where Fran Brown had great success at was when he was in college, he knew everybody there.
Yeah, right.
So he knew everyone. And then that also carried into the Philadelphia side of it when you go across to the river to Philadelphia, where he also knew everybody there. But guys would play at a Philadelphia school one year, play in a Jersey school the next year, didn't like that Jersey school, go to a suburban Jersey school the next year.
Just like that.
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on in the state of New Jersey where they're trying to solve this. In the North Jersey, it's now a big thing too, but it's become a big thing. That's, and so understanding that culture is a big deal. Basketball has always been a way. What made Jim Calhoun originally unique, and Joe could correct me on this, Jim Calhoun originally didn't dive into the New York City culture of AAU for a long time. Maybe Tariq Brown might have been.
Tariq Brown, right?
Was like, as he was so big and won so many championships, maybe that became more. But originally, like Ray Allen, what was he from? South Carolina, I think.
Yep. Yeah. Kevin Ollie was from LA. Tate George was New Jersey. Chris Smith was Connecticut. Cliff Robinson was Buffalo. Phil Gamble was DC. Yeah, they didn't, they didn't feel the need to recruit New York City because they were getting the better players from elsewhere. So you're right. Every sport has a different, every school recruiting regionally, like we've said before, it's important for UConn to get in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware Metroplex.
Yeah, that's their corridor.
And get players from there. Although, to be honest with you, thinking about it for a minute, in the day of the portal, maybe that's not such a big deal anymore.
Well, I think because AAU's everywhere, so it's not as big deal. Like when, Jim Calhoun getting Donnie Marshall from Washington State, like those were amazing finds pre-transfer portal era. In the transfer portal area, they do go, you're right, they go into the portal. It doesn't matter exactly where they're from. Right. I do think the relationships, the high school thing's going to change because of the whole, even more so than ever, because what Diego Pavia was able to succeed in and making JUCO now doesn't count at all. Okay, you're going to have a lot of 20-year-old freshmen. Kids, if they're not quite a megastar, which obviously the 99% of them are not megastars. Even kids who become megastars in college are not usually that megastar. It's such a small percentage of players. But what's going to happen is they're going to go to JUCO for 2 years. It's not going to count. Or they're going to go to prep school for a year. Reclassing, which has become a big thing.
Yeah, I
reclass. They might as well just move the birthday back a year, because everyone's going to reclass because there's no benefit to being at a disadvantage at all anymore because no one's going to recruit those kids. And when Pitino said it, like, I'm not a fan or not of Pitino. I just think what he says is, when you get to as you get older, you don't have the time to mix words. So when Pitino said, I'm not recruiting high school kids, like He's just telling everybody the truth. Like, why would I, in basketball, there's only 5 guys needed. So it's even more of a benefit if you get 3 guys from another place and they're stars.
Well, the UConn football coach said that 2 years ago. He wasn't recruiting high school kids anymore.
He did. Joe, the one thing I'm going to tell you this, I'm worried about most. I am terrified of losing Chris Freeman.
Chris Freeman's great.
You think I'm off base with that?
Kickers are a dime a dozen. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
No, I know, but he's been money. He's been money.
What year is he?
He's a senior. He's a graduate senior.
Well, then he's going to leave.
Then he's leaving.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I'm terrified.
Well,
of losing.
you gotta. I mean, you gotta.
They gotta
look.
bring
They had
someone
the
else
kid.
in.
They had the kid from West Hartford, Noah Rulis, who set the state record for field goal, and he kicked for a year, and then they brought Freeman in, and Rulis left.
Oh, really?
Kickers are. Good kickers.
They can find
mediocre kickers are a dime a dozen. Good kickers, it takes a little bit more. But I'm not. I don't think anybody should. I mean, yes, he's had a great run here. And who knows? He could come up big in the next 3 games. But when a player graduates, that's one thing. Player leaves in the transfer portal, and you don't expect him to leave. That's another thing.
So he's 18 of 21. He's 8 of 10 between 40 and 49 yards. 1 of 1 from 50. Do you think that he actually has a chance at the Groza Award?
No.
I know he was named.
No way.
I don't think so either.
No way.
Okay, Jesus.
Field goals now. Guys are kicking 60-yard field goals.
In the NFL, I don't think they're doing it.
The best guy. I've watched a lot of these college games. The best guys are kicking 50-yarders like it's nothing.
And Steve, those big awards are never going to go to a UConn.
No, I know.
Never, ever. So just like your Victor Rosa thing, just get that out of your brain.
I didn't mention.
I think maybe unless you get some guy like at the defensive level that had some sort of extreme sack numbers, like some guy that had 20-something sacks or something like. That's the only way.
Yeah.
I don't think offensively. I think Joe's right. I don't think offensively a UConn guy is going to. I mean, can you imagine the schools from the big conferences if they gave the Manning Award to Fagnano? They would lose their mind.
If Orlovsky didn't get anything big, then yeah, I get it. Orlovsky was the best of the best. So if he didn't get anything besides all Big East, we're not going to be in that conversation. But
I don't even know if Danny was all Big East in 2004.
I thought he was.
I'm not sure.
I'll check. But Skylar Bell recently broke the single season touchdown record, and he has a chance to break the single season receiving yards record. He's got 85 catches for 1,081 yards. And the next closest guy is Romello Murphy with 28 catches for 371 yards. That's just crazy to me. They did a really good job last week. Dave, do you remember how many times they moved him around? They had him in the backfield. They had him in motion. They had him in the slot. They had him out wide. They threw him a bunch of quick screens. I mean, he had 11 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, they've really done a nice job of getting him the ball.
Absolutely. And Dan Orlovsky won the Walter Camp Award for Connecticut Player of the Year and was the 2004 Motor City Bowl MVP.
He was the MVP, yes. And who was the defensive MVP?
Tyler King, obviously.
Tyler King.
Because I've heard that enough on the other podcast.
I know. I know Tyler's very, very proud of that.
He should be. He should be proud of it. Proud of it.
Listen,
that's a great accomplishment. Listen,
he came back from a brutal injury.
Sports, when you get a great accomplishment, you should enjoy it. These things don't come around that often. And yes, there are guys that we read about that have a lot of them. But for the most part, man, those are great accomplishments. You should enjoy, that's something you should be proud of.
Tyler had a brutal ankle injury Joe. I believe it was against Rutgers. Remember, he was out. He had surgery, and then he barely made it back and got cleared to play in the bowl game to begin with. They weren't sure he was going to even play in it. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was against
By the way,
Rutgers.
Orlovsky did not. Rasheed Marshall from West Virginia was Big East Offensive Player of the Year. The Defensive Player of the Year, you might have heard of him, Matthias Kiwanuka.
Oh,
Boston College.
I played against him. Was Dan All Big East? Was he named to the first or second team All Big East?
I'm looking. I don't see that here.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I can't remember if it was his junior year. I know his junior year he had his best.
Well, but
year.
we weren't in the Big East his junior year.
No, we were an independent, but we still. I mean, we played NC State, we played Wake Forest, we played Indiana. I mean, we played some.
I know,
schools.
But you're talking about all Big East here.
Right. I'm talking all Big East. He wasn't all independent. I know they used to do that when they used to have a few independent teams. But I mean, looking at the roster, it does scare me seeing the number of seniors that we have. But you're right; they're just going to go out and replace them. They're just going to go out and replace them in the transfer portal.
Well, just think of this though, Steve. Think how much different it is.
Yeah.
To replace a team of all seniors now than it was when you guys were playing. When you guys were playing, you played freshmen. You're not playing juniors and seniors replacing those kids.
No. It's definitely not going to be rebuilding. So we'll go to it. UConn is an 8.5-point favorite, coming off a monumental win against Duke. Dave, what are you thinking?
UConn 45, Air Force 31.
Wow.
Oh, you're giving 31. I hate how you hold the microphone. Just use a microphone, Sam. Can I get
it's good like that. No, he looks like a lounge singer. He looks like Sinatra doing that.
New York.
I didn't say you sound like him.
No, I know.
Joe D.
Yes.
8.5 points.
I understand. I told you that. UConn 38, the United States of America Air Force Academy 27.
I like that. And what's funny is the Air Force athletic director is a friend of mine. He was my AD at Holy Cross. So I'm going to get to see him before the game. I'm going to get to go up to his box and see him and rub it in his face a little bit. But
Steve, don't do that because he's probably got people in high places. I wouldn't piss off anybody in the military.
That's true.
That's right.
With military connections.
I better keep my mouth shut. I'll be.
You don't need any drones coming over your house, Steve.
No, I don't. NATO send drones over. I'm gonna go again with Dave. I think we're gonna drop 42 on him. Wow. I worry about us stopping them defensively, but if we can get a lead early and slow down their run game, I would go 42-21.
I could see that. I could see any of those picks coming true. What I can't see is Air Force winning. But I think UConn. I think especially the last home game. Yeah. And I don't think we'll let our foot off the pedal. You know, our backups don't see a lot of time. It could be 35-17 or 35-14 and in the fourth, and FAGNANO will still be in there pitching, which is dangerous. He will. Which is dangerous.
It is.
Which is dangerous. But I could see us I could see us putting up a boatload. Well, I said 38. You guys said 42 and 45. So I think we're all agreed they're going to score.
But I agree with you. Like,
hey, Steve, I got a quick question. Did Fagano play other sports in high school? I was curious. I didn't know if he did or didn't.
Baseball.
He was a baseball player.
Yeah.
He was water polo, but his horse died.
No, but yeah, Joe's right. I could see them playing Joe into the fourth quarter, trying to get to that. You know, he's got to throw 10 touchdowns in 2 games to get the 30 touchdowns on the year, and I know that they want that. So I just hope they don't do anything stupid. And I definitely think they're going to come away with the victory. But it'll be a good weekend. I'm excited to go up. Excited to see everyone. I don't know if there's anything going on, but we will find out.
What time is the game?
It's a noon game.
High noon. CBS Sports Network.
It's the worst time.
Yeah. I won't be there.
I'm sitting with Sean Mulcahy and his wife and 3 kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you in the box? Or are you in the stands?
No, I'm in this. I had to be in the stands. I couldn't.
Cabin person. Wow.
I couldn't get 7. I can't get 7 passes. I could have got passes for us, but
I think we could get him. Ask Phil.
He won't give me 7.
Of course he will.
I'm not going to ask him for 7. I'm not going to.
You do a show that talks about UConn. You should get 50 passes. You need it.
I know. I should. I know.
There's empty seats up there. I'm telling you. So
no, there are. I agree.
Plenty of empty seats up there.
Plenty. I enjoyed myself. By the way, the food was great. You know what? You know what it is, Steve. I know what it is.
You're staying on the third.
They don't want you eating all the food. They don't want you eating all the food.
You know what, Shu? I think you discovered it.
That's what it is. They're like, Ed Mulcahy's a big guy too, right? I don't want them all eating the food. Yeah. No,
that makes sense. Thanks for clearing that up.
I have to say this. I got to tell you a funny thing. So when my son was up there with me, he loved it. He had the greatest time ever. He got to hang out with the players. We took him to margaritas after, and he's talking to hang out with the old players. He's there talking to the old players like he's like he's me, And but this was his. Want to know what his gripe was? You'll love this gripe. His gripe was after halftime, they shut down the food.
They did. They pulled it away.
He was fuming.
Good kid. Smart kid.
He can't stop talking about it. He said, I had the greatest time. Why did they shut down food at halftime?
They knows his priorities.
They stopped taking orders at halftime.
No, not orders. Up in the
third floor.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. They're very strict about it because of the cleanup involved.
Yeah, I think they should do it in the fourth quarter, don't you?
I think they could. Yeah, I think.
Because when I go to like a Rutgers game, I've seen it's like fourth quarter or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they cut it off too soon. But they service mainly the fourth floor and the fifth floor, and the third floor is different. So maybe I could get passes to the third floor. I don't know. I had to go through 5. I had to go through 5 different people to get tickets, which was hilarious. By the way, each person has like one job. It's great because they have 5,000 people in the athletic department. So, and you're allowed 2 complimentary tickets.
Right.
So Sean, I got a ticket for my father. Sean got a ticket for his wife, and then we needed to get 3 tickets for his kids. And trying to get them all together was a bit of a dumpster fire. So I had to talk. You couldn't
just buy it across. You couldn't just.
I said, we'll buy him. Like, just tell me, how to buy him. And
this is what I did. This is what I did. I had to buy one. I booked it with Will Call, and then I paid for it there, and they were all next to each other.
Yeah, I paid for it yesterday, but they still haven't sent me the confirmation email of where.
Are you in the 100s at least?
Yeah, I'm at 120.
Oh, hey, that's fine.
It's great.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, boys, wrap this up. I got things to do.
All right. Well, for the great Joe D, the icon, legendary voice of the Huskies, for Coach Schumann, who success is a step-by-step process. I'm Steve Kelly, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.